In our first activity, we're going to model three objects. Those objects you can find in the folder that I provided to you. And the first thing you maybe want to do is to make a folder for your activity and make subfolders. One will be objects, that's where we're going to save our Blender object. One is the reference, the images of the objects you're going to build. And the last one is renders. We're going to keep our renders. So these are the objects that we're going to build. And as you can see, I took the image of top, side, front of them. So here I gave you 4 objects, but your activity will be just to build the three of them. So that's where we are heading, right? So find 3 objects that you would like to build. I'm going to also show you here 3 objects how to build, and it's up to you which one you want to choose. So have your references, keep your things organized. Main folder for activity 1, subfolders, right? So we'll keep everything nicely organized. And then we're going to open the Blender and we're going to see our box that's by default. And the first thing you want to do is going under the preferences. So under File, User Preferences, click here. And interface, check some of the objects, check some of the things if they're needed to be changed. The one that I like to change is under editing, align to. I like to be aligned to the view. So I'm aligning something to my top or side view. So that's what I like to do, and I'm suggesting you to do that also. Input, if you are working on a laptop without the mouse, right? So you have just that pad, you would like to use this option to emulate 3-button mouse. And then you can use it with Alt and left click. That middle click will be actually left and middle click. Alt plus left click. I would suggest you to have a mouse, and that mouse with left and right button, and that middle button that's actually wheel, because it really makes life easier. So that's the one thing you would like to check. Now in my case, because I also have a laptop, I will use this emulate numpad, and that helps jumping to the different views. And you can use numpad and typing 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. You will change the view. So this is just things I like to use. All right, so we have that. And so now if I'm typing 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, I'm changing the view. You can also change your view here, clicking here and changing the options. The other thing is that I like is, while I'm modeling, to have the orthographic view, not perspective like it's right now here. And you can either toggle that here, or if you have activated your numpad, you can just type 5. So now I have front orthographic, and that helps a lot while modeling. So that's something we can do at the very beginning. All right, so now I don't need my box, so I can hit X and delete the box. And what I would like to add is my images, to use my images for my background. So under View, click View and then Properties. And here's the option for background images. So I will click on that and open the option, and there is Add Image. And first one is front, so the view will be front. I click here and open here, browse my image, and I can come, I already have my recent path, so I can check, but otherwise you can just go and navigate all the way to the folder where you saved your image. So let's say we said that we're building the front. Let's try the green cup front. I hit open the image, and there is my image. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller, maybe half of it. So I will click on the size. I can also click here and just drag. And somewhere like, or I can click shift and click here and then type exactly how much I want. And now I can, if I'm using my wheel on my mouse, I can just scroll and kind of zoom in. And also I would like to move it a little bit on top. So as I build, my object is on the surface, not below. And I'm gonna click a little bit on the Y, and I'm gonna move it up, 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 up. All right, and it's more or less center, so I'm gonna leave it like as it is. All right, so we have front, and then the one that I need also is right view. So I'll right view, right ortho. I come back to my background images, add image, and I say, all right, I want my right. And I open here, open. And again, you can click here and keep navigating to your like users and so on. I'm gonna just jump quickly to recently used folder. So I have green cup side, and I'll open this image. And because I use this 2.5, I'm gonna say do the same thing with that one. And I'm gonna also move a little bit up. And as you can see, it's not perfectly centered. So I'm gonna also move it a little bit like this because I would like my cup to be nicely centered. It will help me later on when I model. All right, and I believe if you press 7, you should be in top ortho. And again, add image. Let's scroll down. There is new one. View, top, open this, open, reference, green cup top. I hit open image. And again, scroll to it, size 2.5. And again, I would like to center it a little bit more. So something like this, something like that. And my images are not perfect, and I'm pretty sure that I will need to do some adjustments. But for now on, let's see how we're doing, and let's start building. So since we're in the top view, and since we selected that option to align to view, what I can do, I can add the circle and start extruding it. So we can either go here under add mesh circle, or I can do Shift A and then get this option and then say, okay, under the mesh, I would like circle. And you will see here that there's different options for circle, like how many vertices I will have. For now on, I'm gonna just keep it as it is, as default. Now that's good I position it from the top nicely, and be sure that is location 0, 0, 0. Now let me go to the side. So I press 1, and as you can see, it's not perfectly positioned. So I'm going to click on the blue arrow and drag it up, and then I'm going to hit S for scaling and just scale a little bit like this. Then I'm going to zoom in using my wheel to pan, shift, click middle mouse, and I'll pan. All right. Now we're in object mode, and we're going to click on edit mode, right? So now we see all those vertices, and now we can extrude. And you can find some of those activities, actions here. But if you just hit E, like elephant E, you get you activated extrude tool. So now you're gonna hit Z because you want to just extrude in a Z direction, and just drag it, right? And you're trying to follow this curve. So as you can see, the curve is already going this way, so I'm gonna hit S for scaling. All right, and now we just follow. So E, Z, drag, S, scale, E, Z, and S for scale. So that's what we're gonna do. Now, notice that here I will have this handle, and I will need some geometry later on to merge. So be sure to have here, to be sure to, when you're building, to have at least one of these layers of extrusion here and here, so we'll have a geometry to merge. So I'm going to do E, extrude, Z, drag it somewhere here, approximately where my handle is going to be. Extrude, Z, so here's where it ends. Scale, E, Z, S for scaling, E, Z, and so on, and scale. You don't want to have too much geometry, you don't have too little geometry, right? So again, here's my handle, so it's going to end somewhere here. So I'm going to know that I want to do up to here somewhere, S to scale, E, Z, up to here, scale just a little bit, it has this nice curve toward the end, and E, Z here. All right, now what I like always to have object to have this nice little bevel. There is no sharp edges in a real life, and if you don't make this little bevel, like, your geometry will not look nice, real, and organic. So what I'm going to hit, I'm going to do E, extrude, Z, just a little bit, and then S just a little bit inside. All right. Now we're going to start building inside. So to see what's going on here from the shading, I will from solid go to wireframe. So now I can see my object as wireframe. Now we're going to just make this top edge. So I'm going to do like this. E for extrude, then I will just click without dragging, and then I will hit S to scale. So E, click with your mouse. Don't move anything right now. So right now you made a new geometry that's on the top of existing geometry. Hit S to scale, and you see you made a little top wall, top edge of your object. So hit back one just to be right. So now we can start building inside. E, Z, and now we're going inside. So drag it, E, Z, like this. And I usually like to follow the edge, so S to scale, follow this curve, because in real life this copy really has thin walls and they don't change so much its width, so it kind of follows the external curve. So again, E, Z, drag it down, scale, E, Z, and scale. Scale. And scale. All right, now we're going to build the bottom, because right now we don't have a bottom, right? So what we're going to do, we will do like this. And again, if you want to have another nice bevel, that's fine. But I'm going to just do like this. E, again, for extruding, then I will just click with my mouse, and then I will scale it. So E, click with the mouse, hit S to scale to inwards, and then there is option here, one action, merge. So click merge at the center, and that will merge all those vertices into the center, and we have our bottom. So we have something like this, right? Now I would like to also do the same thing with this one, because if not, we're going to have a little bit weird thing, even that we don't see the geometry, but maybe later on when you start rendering, you will move around your cup, and you don't want to kind of this ending. So hit A to deselect everything. Now hit B, or you can go here under select and then border select. So it's B like a boy, and drag this. And then we're going to do again the same thing. E, click, scale to scale inwards. Let me go back to the wireframe so you can see it. And again, merge at the center. And now we have both Oops, and I did some, oh, I did just the half. Okay, so I'm gonna undo all this and deselect and come into the one, and I'm gonna just repeat quickly my steps. B, and this time I'm gonna double check if I selected everything. I did. So E, click, scale in, and merge at center, and now it should be okay. All right, and I can put back into the solid and have it. All right, so we have our first cup. It's a good moment for us to save our project, and then we're gonna build the handle. So File, Save As, and I believe I'm inside of my activity 1 objects, and I will call this simple. Actually, I'm gonna use this simple objects 01. I'm gonna overwrite. All right, so that's that, and then I'm ready to do my handle.